So the Washington Post had reporting this weekend about Cheney's efforts to continue that fight. And the divide, part of what she sees is what's wrong with the Republican Party, the divide between her and the other Republican leaders in the House. Specifically, the Washington Post described a House Republican retreat last month where the party had its officials run through for Republican members of Congress important internal Republican Party polling numbers. Here's how the Post explained it. Quote, when staff rose to explain the party's latest polling in core battleground districts, they left out a key finding about Trump's weakness, declining to divulge the information even when directly questioned about it. Trump's unfavorable ratings were 15 points higher than his favorable ones. His unfavorable are 15 points higher than his favorable ratings in the core districts being discussed, according to the full polling results, which were later obtained by the Washington Post. Nearly twice as many voters had a strongly unfavorable view of former President Trump as a strongly favorable one. But they left that data out of the presentation they were making to House Republican members, because even when their own polling shows in their own House districts where their own members are going to be running for re-election, shows danger with associating themselves with Donald Trump, shows dangerous numbers in terms of his unpopularity, they are unwilling to voice those things out loud, even to their own members, because nothing bad can ever be said about Donald Trump. That's something beyond showing loyalty. That's about willingness to hurt yourself, willingness to inflict political pain on yourself in order to instead display this other thing about the former president and the lies he's spinning to his base. And, you know, if you listen to, I think, a lot of the Beltway press right now, you'd be tempted to believe that tomorrow's vote is happening because Liz Cheney is an insufficiently Trumpy Republican, that she hasn't supported the Trump agenda over the past 4 years when Trump was president. That's absolutely not true. According to 538.com, Liz Cheney voted with Donald Trump about 93% of the time. Whereas the Republican who is due to replace Liz Cheney in her leadership job, a New York Republican named Elise Stefanik, she only voted with Donald Trump 78% of the time, significantly less. In terms of policy, in terms of allying herself with Donald Trump, in terms of how Trump governed, Cheney is much Trumpier than Elise Stefanik. But that's just proof that this isn't at all about policy. It is about something else. It is about personality, and it is about supplication. It's about performative sycophancy, bending the knee abjectly to Donald Trump. And in that respect, Congresswoman Stefanik has absolutely passed the test in ways that Liz Cheney couldn't. Stefanik has emphatically endorsed the big lie about the 2020 election. Liz Cheney has stood by the obvious truth that Joe Biden won the 2020 presidential election fair and square. Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. You should know that you can follow today's top stories and breaking news and catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.